processes. How do we go about it? Now, there are different options available to you. You can choose to register a business in Nigeria. You can choose not to register a business in Nigeria. If you choose not to register a business, that means you have to work with a partner in Nigeria who will be the exporter. And that will not be a challenge. We can arrange that for you. Who will be the exporter? But you can also choose to be the exporter. And if you are the exporter, we can help you in the shipment. But it will be in your company name. And when you ship, the regulations say you must pay back, even though you are there. But if you register a business, you must pay the money back into the business account, even though if you want to move it for other purpose in the UK or in the US or in Canada, that's fine. But you must. But if you don't have a business register here, then you have to engage an exporter who will ship to you. You now distribute the product. There are different models and options you can adopt. So you can be direct exporter, indirect exporter. But what is important is this. Being able, two major challenges at destination. Number one, getting buyers, getting purchasers. Number two, following up on payment. Those two issues, diasporan can solve it easily. Because you're in an environment where the law works. So even if someone is trying to misbehave, you can enforce contract. But more importantly, you're on ground. And the chance that someone will do that is even slim in the first place. But being on ground then gives options to be able to sell to different people. So, number one, preparation. Preparation involves getting ready for export. That means, and I will talk about the readiness later on, preparation is about getting ready for export. Having the product with the right pricing, with the right labeling, with the right certification, with the right regulation, having all that in place at the level of preparation. Having the right partners to work with. Having the purchasers to work with, having the competence. Then promotion. The promotion. Now, this is where you come in as diaspora to be able to promote this with distributors who will be interested to take on this product. Do you know the interesting thing about some of these things? For you to get involved, you might need to do a trial shipment to yourself so you can have like maybe about 5-10 boxes of this item to be able to now do the marketing itself to the distributors that you would like to work with over there. You might want to have your own warehouse from which distributor can come and pick it up. Different options and models are available to you. But you need to do a lot of promotion among the Nigerian communities, among the African communities, among the targeted nationals and race and individuals or people that you want to market, depending on the nature of the product. Then, upon promotion, sign of purchase order, agreement. Sign of purchase order, agreement. You as the diaspora will have to sign an agreement with the end buyer before you are signing an agreement with whoever is supplying you in Nigeria. If you already have a business registered in Nigeria, then we can handle the logistic and shipment on your behalf in Nigeria, in your company name, actually. And you can have a rep on ground to work with us here in Nigeria. Purchase order. Now, from the purchase order, procurement. Now the procurement is done, you can procure or produce. Now, I'm not recommending you produce. I'm recommending you procure. Even if you have the mind of setting up a factory, why don't you test run by doing contract manufacturing? Through contract manufacturing, you have an understanding of the possibilities. You have an understanding of the possibility. You have an understanding of the qualities. You have an understanding of the sales potential. And based on your understanding of the possibilities of the sales potential, you can say, look, it's now time for me to set up my own factory. I don't want to contract production again. I want to directly create those jobs. Brilliant. But I think you can procure first in contract manufacturing arrangement before you begin to sell. Then, of course, packaging and labeling. Someone produce for you. It can package and label in your brand, and it can package and label in his brand. But if you are doing it in his brand, then there's a need for firm agreement so that you will own that territory for that product, so that someone else will not be calling the lady. Like, for example, I have an agreement with the PAP lady for UK. So when anybody contacts her from the UK, she will send the number of my distributor in the UK to her. She will send the number of my distributor in the UK to her. So if you have that kind of arrangement, if anybody contact them because their number is on it, on the packaging material, and you can do it in a way that your number also can be on the packaging material, just put a sticker on it with your number in Canada, in the US, or whatever it is. That way, you can be able to also get people to call you directly. But packaging and labeling, it can be white label, in which you now rebrand for yourself in contract manufacturing arrangement, or they do it for you. Then pre-export documentations, we will handle all that for you. We will handle all that. We have a logistics and export clearing department that handle that already. So we handle that. So you don't need to worry about all that. I will just tell you the requirement. A limited liability company, an export certificate, the product should be NAFDAC approved if it's value-added manufactured goods, and then we are good to go. All the certification. Now, if there is a need for registration over there, when sample is sent to you, you can register in the US, you can register with FDA. It's easy to register with FDA when you are resident because they need an address of both the production location in Nigeria and the place and a location in the US. So you can do those registration for them if it's required at the destination. Pre-export documentation, I will show you shortly something on that. Then port clearance. We will do the port clearance and then post-export documentation, because you will need those post-export documentation to clear the goods wherever it is the good is going to. So we will dispatch those post-export documentation to you, and then you can clear the goods on the other side and then sell. Presentation of document. When you receive document, you can present the document to the respective bank and for payment to be effected. Now, so from preparation to promotion to purchase orders to procurement of production to packaging and labeling to pre-export document to port clearance to port post-export document to presentation of document and payment. All these are the summary of the process. Like I said, preparation, promotion, purchase order, procurement, packaging and labeling are what you have to decide on. Pre-export document, port clearance, post-export document, we will assist with that through our logistics and export department and export clearance department. And then, of course, we send document to you for you to be able to effect payment to whoever it is that is sending the goods to you. And if you are sending it to yourself, you still have to pay yourself. Even like I said, if you have to move the money back to you, but you have to pay yourself. And the reason is simple. You need to be able to show what has left Nigeria. There is a value coming back to the country. Here are the pre-export, NXP. NXP is Nigerian Export Proceed Form. It's an online form that you fill and attach a pro forma invoice, attach an export license from the Nigerian Export Promotion Council. You also need to be a limited liability company with export as one of the objectives. You also pay a NEST fee, Nigerian Export Supervision Scheme. It's a fee and it's 0.5% of the value of the goods, 0.5%. Then certificate of origin that can be obtained locally. These are pre-export documentation that we're going to do for you. Then exchange control. SGD single good declaration is from the customs. CCI, certificate of clean certificate of inspection is from the export, the pre-export inspection agent nominated by the government. For you to be able to clear the good at destination, you need the post-export document. The post-export document is actually for you to be able to clear the good at destination. Shipping document, like bill of lading if it's going by sea, airway bill if it's going by air. Then, of course, the invoice, the packing list, and any other document that is required. This post-export document will be prepared in Nigeria and dispatched to you, wherever it is you are, and then you work with a custom broker in the country where you are shipping to be able to clear the goods. You work with custom broker, or what they call, in some other, Nigeria, they call them clearing agents. But in US, they call them custom brokers. These are agents of customs that will clear the goods on your behalf and deliver to you wherever it is you want the good to be delivered in the country where you reside. You cannot export maize from Nigeria. You cannot export timber from Nigeria. You cannot export rawhide and skin from Nigeria. You cannot export scrap metals from Nigeria. You cannot export unprocessed rubber loss and rubber latex. You cannot export artifacts and antiquities. You cannot export wildlife, animals classified as endangered species from Nigeria. You cannot export crocodile, elephant, lizard, animals like lion, zebra from Nigeria. And all imported goods are not allowed for export. These are items prohibited for export in Nigeria. These are items prohibited for export in Nigeria. Now, to be ready for export,